Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Stink Kane Sports. I'm your host, Nicholas Stink Kane. Today, we're back with another Football Friday. It's gonna be all football today. No other sports. We'll get back to that on Monday. But let's lead off with the big three games of college football this weekend. One from each window. At the 12 o'clock window, we have Indiana at Ohio State, the number 9 team in the country versus the number 3 team. And I don't think it's gonna be close. Ohio State's gonna kill Indiana. I mean, the line right now is minus 20.5 favoring Ohio State. Michael Penix, the Indiana quarterback, is a D3 quarterback compared to Justin Fields. And the speed and agility of the OSU offense is far superior to anything that Indiana has to offer. As well, their defense is far superior to Indiana's. OSU, and it's OSU's defense. It's a complete mismatch. I think it's going to be an absolute detrimental end to Indiana's surprising 4-0 start. It's not going to be close. And I genuinely like the way Ohio State's playing. I think they've been great since they've had Fields. They had a great season last year. I think they're going to go out tomorrow and absolutely lay it on Indiana. I don't know if they're going to win by 20.5, but they're going to win, and I think I'm fairly positive about that. Number 2, we have number 10 Wisconsin versus number 19 Northwestern. That's at the 3:30 window. Listen, I like Wisconsin this game. Northwestern is traditionally not an easy team to beat, but I love Graham Mertz, the Wisconsin freshman. He seems to be the real deal. And so far this season, he's 32 for 42 with 375 yards and 7 touchdown passes in 2 games. And he's looking really good. As well, Wisconsin's offensive line is still solid. Jake Ferguson is a great tight end and already has snagged 4 touchdowns. And running back Nakia Watson is looking very nice, averaging over 4 yards a carry. Now, my problem with Northwestern lies at quarterback, which is Peyton Ramsey. The senior is 73 for 111 on the season with 723 yards and 6 touchdowns, but 4 interceptions. I think he's going to struggle against that strong Wisconsin defense. Turn the ball over a couple times, give Wisconsin the win. And on the Saturday night game, 7:30 on ABC, we have Oklahoma State versus Oklahoma, number 14 versus number 16. I like Oklahoma tomorrow night because of their offense. Oklahoma State quarterback Spencer Sanders only has 766 yards on the season in 6 games, with a meek 5 touchdowns compared to 3 interceptions. As well, 588 of those yards are to wide receiver Tylan Wallace, who has 4 touchdown catches. As most of you know, however, the workforce of the OSU offense is Chuba Hubbard, the junior back who has 581 yards and 5 touchdowns on the season. If you limit him, you limit the OSU offense. With Oklahoma, their offense is good, as tradition would make you think. Freshman quarterback Spencer Rattler is balling out. He's thrown over 2,000 yards so far, 18 touchdowns, 6 picks. He spreads the ball around well and has a solid back behind him in TJ Pledger. All in all, I like Oklahoma on the sole reason that OSU won't be able to keep up tomorrow. Give me Oklahoma to win. In the NFL, let's move to Sunday. Let's start off with the Eagles and the Browns. Even with Myles Garrett out on Sunday, I think the Browns will beat the Eagles. I think Baker's a far better quarterback than Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is 12 for 12, 12 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Takes a lot of stupid sacks. Baker makes some stupid throws. I think that he has more talent around him, though, with the running backs Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, who are going to eat away on that weak Eagles defense. Their wide receiver core is good enough to help push them over. Their defense is just better. Even without Myles Garrett, I like the Browns tomorrow in a win. I don't know why the line is so short. The Eagles took an ugly loss to the Giants last week, but I like the Browns tomorrow on Sunday against the Eagles. Shout to the Saints. Here is a very interesting game because Taysom Hill was just announced as the starting quarterback for the Saints. Alvin Kamara says he's going to go. He was questionable all week, but elite cornerback Marshawn Lattimore is still questionable to play. All in all, the Saints are going to have to run the ball on Sunday to be successful with Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara and Latavius Murray. And they're going to require a very big game from their defense, which is a lot considering they're playing such a strong and explosive offensive team, that being the Falcons. I think the Falcons are going to upset the Steelers actually on Sunday. The Saints on Sunday, excuse me, just because I'm not that confident in Taysom Hill at QB right now. Listen, I think the Saints could win on Sunday. I'm not discounting that at all, but I've never really seen them take, a whole game at quarterback and throw more than 2-3 passes in a game. It's going to be a huge thing for all of us. And, with Drew Brees such a focal point of that offense, I don't know how Taysom is going to fill in. And when you're facing a veteran quarterback like Matt Ryan, who's faced this team, dozens of times, and wide receivers like Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley, you need to score. And I don't know if the Saints are going to be able to do that early in the game. They may be able to do it late. So that's why I'm going to give the Falcons the edge in an upset win on Sunday. I have the Lions versus the Panthers next. Listen, these teams are absolutely banged up. The Lions are without DeAndre Swift, Kenny Golladay, and Danny Amendola. And potentially they'll be without Matthew Stafford. He's listed as questionable as of right now. It's going to be a tough win for the Lions on Sunday which is why I like the Panthers. Though they're without Christian McCaffrey, they are a lot healthier and a lot better on offense. With DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Curtis Samuel rounding out the wide receiver core, and Mike Davis is a very serviceable back. Neither team has a great defense. I think they kind of equal each other out on that side of the ball. So I'm going to give the win to the Panthers based on their better offense. Moving on to the Steelers versus the Jaguars, I have the Steelers. That's all that needs to be said. Titans versus the Ravens. Listen, this is a very intriguing matchup to me, and it seems like a must-win for both teams. My choice on Sunday, I'm going to have to go with the Titans. Listen, Ryan Tannehill's playing out of his mind right now, and Derrick Henry is still the monster he was last year. The Titans' receiving core is much better, but their defense is worse. They're going to be without Clowney and various other pieces on defense on Sunday. Regardless, though, I think the Ravens will struggle on the offensive side of the ball. And I think it's going to be a very close game. I like Derrick Henry to really chew away some clock like he did in the divisional game last year. This is the first time they're meeting since then. And I expect the Titans to win again. I mean, I really just like what they're, Tannehill. And listen, they've been very inconsistent. Let's not get it, twisted. And both these teams have been very inconsistent. It's a tough game to pick. The Ravens are favored by 6. I like the Titans. I really do. Not because I'm biased that I picked them to potentially go to the Super Bowl, but because I just don't trust, Lamar that much, So, all in all, I like the Titans on Sunday. Next, I have the Patriots at the Texans. Listen, I'm going to give the Patriots this win on sheer moral that they have something to play for. The Texans don't. Their season's been over. And though I don't like Cam Newton at quarterback, and, I'm going to have to go with him and the New England defense to get the edge against the Texans on Sunday. I mean, the Texans defense is, not that great. Let's be honest. Their secondary is horrible. Deshaun Watson's a beast, but he has no help on the offensive line or, with the running back. David Johnson's washed. Will Fuller's his best target. And all in all, I just like New England to win because they have something to play for. Belichick's just a great coach. Give me New England. On the final 1 o'clock game, I have Cincinnati versus Washington. Now, listen, this was the toughest game to pick for me, but I love Joe Burrow, and I don't love Alex Smith. The Bengals wide receiver core is far more talented than the football teams, and I feel as if they're going to be able to outscore Washington early, and Washington will be forced to come from behind all game like they did against the Lions, and they're going to fall short. They will fall short. Cincinnati will come out on top. Joe Mixon is questionable on Sunday, but Giovanni Bernard is a solid, serviceable backup. I don't trust Washington early, especially against such a high passing team like the Bengals. I think the Bengals have a little chip on the shoulder after getting blown out last week. So give me Cincinnati in a rebound win against Washington. Moving on to the 4 o'clock games. We have the Dolphins at the Broncos. Listen, Drew Lock aside, who's absolutely horrible. The Dolphins defense is playing great, let's be honest. Drew Lock is going to struggle on Sunday, and I expect a big Tua to start, continue to play well. And the Dolphins are on a roll. They're on a large win streak. They're, 1 game behind in the AFC East. Give me the Dolphins. They have something to play for. They need to win. Give me the Dolphins. Jets versus the Chargers. I have the Chargers. Moving on. Colts versus the Packers. Let's remember the last time the Packers played a great defense. They got beat. That was the Buccaneers. They got beat.
They played a good defense in the Vikings. They got beat. They put a strong running game in the Vikings. They got beat. And they're facing Phillip Rivers, who's on a roll right now. Nakeem Hines and Jonathan Taylor is a very good two-headed dog backfield. And the wide receiver for the Colts is not great. Core for the Colts is not great, but it's serviceable. Now, the Packers' defense is not very good. Their secondary is okay, but their front 7 is very, very poor. And they're lackluster at best. And the Colts coming off a big win on Sunday while the Packers barely beat the Jags. The Colts, I just like how they're playing. Their defense is the second best in the league behind the Steelers. Give me the Colts to continue that win streak after Sunday, into Sunday, and beat the Packers in Lambeau. They're 1.5-point favorites. I think they win. Next, we have the Cowboys versus the Vikings. Listen, the Vikings are on a roll. They have the chance to make the playoffs. Cousins is playing well. Dalvin Cook is an absolute monster. And they're facing the Cowboys defense. No chance. No chance. Dalvin Cook is going to eat away on Sunday. And Minnesota's defense is playing well. Harrison Smith and Anthony Harris are playing well. The safeties are playing well. The front 4 is playing well. They're kind of getting into a groove right now. I like Minnesota on Sunday, and I like them to potentially make the playoffs. I've said that. They could beat the Saints now. They really could. I like Minnesota to possibly squeeze into the playoffs. And I think that, tomorrow's going to be Sunday, is going to be a win that they need if they want to make the playoffs. And, I think they're going to get it. I mean, the Cowboys are a weak defensive team. Andy Dalton is coming back, but I like the Vikings on Sunday. Give me Minnesota. Finally, on the Sunday night game, we have the Chiefs versus the Raiders. In a rematch of one of the most exciting games of the year so far, an absolute shootout, early season shootout. I like Mahomes to get redemption. He has 1 interception on the year, and I expect no mistakes on Sunday night. It should be a fun game. Josh Jacobs is playing really well. Derek Carr is playing really well. And it should be another high-scoring game. And granted, the Raiders are a tough team to beat. Their defense is solid. But I don't think the Raiders are the team that'll beat the Chiefs twice. I think the Chiefs are going to get the upper hand on Sunday night, avenge their only loss. And, that'll be that. And Patrick Mahomes is looking potentially like the next, another MVP. So, it is the boring pick. Sad to say in his third year that he is already the boring pick. But, he has 1 interception and 26, 27 touchdowns. So, that's all I have today. To go over my winners in the NFL, I have the Falcons, the Falcons, the Browns, the Panthers, the Steelers, the Titans, the Patriots, the Bengals, the Dolphins, the Chargers, the Colts, the Vikings, and the Chiefs. Thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy football this weekend. If you did like the video, please consider liking and subscribing. Drop a comment down below, and I'm out. Peace.